Scientists have discovered a perfect, frightening planet. 600 light-years from Earth, Kepler-22 replicates almost everything on Earth. The livable zone is perfectly located. The temperature is just right. There could be oceans. Even an atmosphere is suspected. And NASA astronomers went silent because they found a reflection. Terrifying details. This planet is so perfect. Perfect is not like naturally formed. And here's what's even weirder. The orbital period of Kepler-22 is 290 days. This number is ridiculously close to 365 days on Earth. His stellar temperature is also exactly a little lower than the Sun. It's like someone lowered it by 5% on purpose. The thing that bothers scientists the most is when they aimed their radio telescope at Kepler-22b, I actually received a string of regular signal fluctuations. Repeat every 73 hours. It's no coincidence. It's more of an invitation. Still warning. If this planet really did have life, why would they want their own planet? It looks so much like the Earth. Is it 600 light-years away? There's something waiting for us. In 2009, Kepler was launched into space. His task sounds perverted. Staring at the red star's 150,000 galaxies, waiting for a 0.01% light to flash. It's like standing 100 kilometers away, staring at a candle. Wait for a mosquito to fly over and block the fire. Yet it was in this almost desperate search. December 5, 2011. Miracle happens. The brightness curve of a star on the screen. There's been a regular decline. Repeat every 290 days. Exactly the same duration. That moment, the entire lab fell into an eerie silence. Because astronomers realized that they may have discovered something in the universe, the last thing that should exist. After the data has been repeatedly verified, a chilling fact emerged. Kepler-22b is 2.4 times the size of Earth. And this size, it's right in the Fulton Gap. What is the Fulton Gap? Basically, there is a forbidden zone in the universe. Between 1.5 to 2 times the size of the Earth, the number of planets will suddenly plummet. It's like someone purposely emptied the space. The 8 planets of our solar system, none of them are in this range. Of the thousands of known planets in the Milky Way, less than 3% are in this restricted area. And Kepler-22b, it just grew in the middle of this crack. What's scarier? Scientists use supercomputers, simulated 100,000 planetary evolutions. Not once. A planet of this size can naturally form. Every simulation, or he shrinks into a rock ball, or expand into a gas giant. Just can't get out to 0.4 times the size of the Earth, a model that can also maintain temperature. But that was just the beginning. When astronomers measure his orbit, everyone went silent. Kepler-22b's orbital eccentricity is close to 0. This means that he walked in an almost perfect circle. You know, even the Earth's orbit has an eccentricity of 0.0167. Mars even reached 0.0934 in a chaotic universe of attractive forces. Perfect circular track, like feathers suspended in a storm. Theoretically impossible, unless what force is continuously correcting his trajectory? It's like someone is using an invisible hand. Keep pushing it back to its intended position. On closer reflection, it's terrifying. His star system is horribly clean. No gas giant star to escort you. There's no asteroid belt as a moat. No comet cloud. Even cosmic dust is extremely rare. The whole system looks like it's been vacuumed. There's only one planet left, hanging alone in the middle of the habitable generation, a senior astronomer in private. The occasion said something that made people think carefully and felt very terrifying. This doesn't look like a naturally evolving galaxy, more like a newly renovated model room, facing a planet that breaks all the rules. The scientific community is divided as never before. It was suggested that he is a super-Earth. The core of the rock is wrapped in a thick atmosphere. But the computer immediately gave the cruel answer: the atmosphere will become gold. Surface temperature soars to 400 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere is thin, can't support 2.4 times the volume, will collapse into a ball of rock. They were frantically adjusting the parameters: the density of the atmosphere, greenhouse gas ratio, surface albedo. After thousands of simulations, they discovered that only an extremely narrow set of parameters. It stabilizes the surface temperature at 22 degrees centigrade. The probability of this combination, less than a 100,000th. It's like throwing darts with your eyes closed. One mark solemnly throws the heart, and another mark still throws the heart. Throw 10 times in a row, heart again and again. The second possibility is even more bizarre. Ocean planet. Imagine that. The entire planet completely covered by liquid water hundreds of kilometers deep, not an inch of land, without an island. Sounds romantic, but marine biologists immediately threw cold water on it. No land, no plate motion, no plate tectonics, no volcanoes. Without volcanoes, there would be no mineral cycle. There is no mineral cycle. Life cannot be complicated. This could just be a blue backwater graveyard. A billion years of silence. But if that's the case, why is its density just right for a rocky core? Models of deepened aquifers. Why is his mass distribution so precise? Accurate enough that someone uses CAD, its software. The third hypothesis makes the atmosphere even more weird. Mini-Neptune theory. According to the theory of planet formation, gaseous planets can only be found at a distance from their star, formed far enough beyond the snow line, where the temperature is so low that water can condense into ice to hit enough gas. But Kepler-22b happens to be in the habitable zone. There was no way temperature would have allowed gaseous giants to form, unless he was originally formed on the periphery. Then what was dragged in? What power would that be? Attractive force slingshot? No, that would make the orbit extremely elliptical. Planetary migration? Possible, but the planets usually leave a trail of chaos. Satellites are torn apart. The orbit is disturbed. Cosmic debris is everywhere. And Cape has 22b around, clean as if nothing had ever happened. Some scientists have proposed the possibility of standing, maybe not natural migration. It was precisely carried to this location. Even crazier is the fourth theory. Multi-layer hybrid structure. Rock cores are surrounded by layers of liquid water. Outside the water layer is a high-pressure ice layer. Outside the ice is a gaseous atmosphere. This structure could theoretically exist, but initial conditions are required, accurate to 8 decimal places. The total amount of water cannot be 0.1% more, not less than 0.1%. The atmospheric pressure must be precisely matched. The amount of stellar radiation should be just stable in a range. It's like asking you to be on the highway. Close your eyes and drive 100 kilometers of unbiased driving. The error does not exceed 1 centimeter. How low is the probability? That's like winning the lottery 10 times in a row. But that's what Kepler-22 is all about. It's like laughing at our physics. However, what most keeps scientists awake? Not these individual exceptions, but when you list everything just right. It's breathtaking precision. The volume is exactly 2.4 times. Earth is not 2.3 nor 2.5. The temperature is exactly 22 degrees Celsius, not 21 or 23. Circulation period 290 days, exactly 79.5% of the Earth year. The luminosity of the star is exactly 97% of that of the Sun. The orbital distance is just right, 0.85 astronomical units. Orbital eccentricity is close to perfect zero. One parameter coincidence can be said to be luck. 2 said it was lucky. 3 said it was a miracle. But 7, 8, 10 parameters, all just right. All fall in the narrow zone suitable for life to exist. Can this be called a coincidence? In 2018, an astrophysicist at MIT did a terrible experiment. He had the supercomputer randomly upgrade 10 million planets. See how many can satisfy Kepler at the same time. These characteristics of 22b result 0. Not a single one. The computer ran for 3 months. 13.8 billion years of cosmic evolution. Still can't generate one. A planet whose parameters match so precisely. The scientist wrote a sentence at the end of the report. Either our physics is fundamentally wrong, or Kepler-22b is not a natural product. The paper was suppressed immediately after it was submitted, because it's too shocking. But in astronomy, more and more people are discussing a taboo topic in private. Could Kepler-22b have been built? If so, the next question is even scarier. Who knows? Why should you know? The boldest guess is that this is a lighthouse. A civilization far beyond ours, placed countless in the universe. Such a perfect planet, specially used to test the technological level of other civilizations. Only a certain degree of civilization, to detect its abnormality, to realize it's not a product of nature, to start thinking about the meaning behind it. That string of signals that repeats every 73 hours. Could it be that? Congratulations on passing the low-end test. Do you dare to come now? There is a possibility that, on closer reflection, is terrifying. It's a trap. Some kind of cosmic flytrap. Dedicated to perfect livable conditions. Attract young civilizations. And then what happens? We don't know. But one thing is clear. If a planet is too perfect to be true, then the purpose of his existence is by no means simple. And here's the creepiest question of all. If 22 coins were created, and what about Earth? Our 22 belongs to our 365-day orbital cycle. We're right in the habitable zone. We are just the size, a suitable stable rotation of the moon. We happen to have a magnetic field protecting the atmosphere. We have just the right amount. Is that too much? When we gaze at Kepler's 22 arms, could it be in some farther place? Something is watching us too. I can see you, but you will never see me. I am a black hole, the only one-way transparent entity in the universe. I can see all the stars outside. Galaxy, your detector. But all you see is the circle around me. Twisted halo. My true self will forever be hidden in absolute darkness. This is not invisibility. These are the laws of physics. My attractive force is so strong that light cannot escape. So I'm doomed to be black. Is invisible. It's a walking blind spot. April 10th, 2019. 8 radio telescopes for humans, aimed at my kind, took the photo that silenced the world. It took 200 scientists to get that picture. 10 years. 5,000 years of movie capacity data just developed. But all they see is an orange halo. My real body hidden in the darkness right in the middle. And here's what's even weirder. I'm warping time and space. If you look from a distance, you'll notice that the stars behind me are all deformed. Their light is bent by me. It took a circle around me to fly to your eyes. And if you dare to approach me, you will find that your time has slowed down. Your watch is going slower and slower. The distant universe is aging at an accelerated rate. When you come to your senses, the universe is 100 million years old. The person you love has long been reduced to dust. But how was I born? You may not believe it. I was once a shining star. Imagine that. A giant star more than 20 times the mass of the sun. A star that has been burning in the universe for tens of millions of years. The core hydrogen fuel is gradually depleted. That was the moment. The outward pressure that supported him disappeared instantly. The whole star starts to probe inward. This is no ordinary exploration. This is a cosmic catastrophe. Outer material, hitting the core at hundreds of millions of kilometers per hour. Temperatures soar to tens of billions of degrees. And boom! A supernova went off. This explosion can briefly outshine the entire star, but when the smoke clears, the core is compressed into a single point, a starting point of infinite density. And I was born. And here's what's even scarier. Once I formed, I started eating like crazy. Do you know how much I can eat? My kind, M87-week center guy. 6.5 billion times the mass of the sun. The substance he consumes every day, equivalent to eating the Earth 90 times. And there is a world around me called the boundaries of the world. It's a dead end. Any object that crosses this line, you can't escape even at the speed of light. Scientists call this the ultimate prison in the universe. Just can't get in. And when a hapless star approaches me, it was horrible. He will be torn apart by my tidal power. First, it becomes one, slender spaghetti-like objects. Then it breaks down into atomic tumors. It forms a blazing heat around me. The suction tray, rotating at nearly the speed of light. The high temperature generated by friction can reach hundreds of millions of degrees. The last bit was swallowed by me. You think that's scary enough? No more bizarre. The difference is still behind. I can make time stop. Suppose you have a friend who is not afraid of death. Drive the spaceship towards me. You watch him through a telescope from a distance. What will you see? His ship is getting slower and slower, slower and slower. When he reached the edge of the world, in your eyes, he's frozen frame. Like the pause button was pressed. Forever stop at that moment. But from his perspective, the passage of time is completely normal. His watch moves normally. He will rush into my body without hindrance. Just traveling through the world, the moment of the world, the universe he saw began to fast forward. Stars twinkle like neon star gas spins faster. Maybe it's just a blink of an eye. The universe is millions of years old. This sense of time dislocation would drive any sane creature crazy. And what's inside me? This is the greatest mystery of the universe. In my center, there's something called a starting point. That's a volume of zero. Infinite density. A point of infinite attractive force. Right there. Einstein's general theory of relativity has failed. Quantum mechanics is failing. All the laws of physics break down. Some scientists speculate that the starting point could be a gateway to another universe. Some say there's no time. Past, present. The future is all crowded together. But let's be honest, no one really knows, because what goes in never comes out again. can't even send a signal. That's why it's called the black box of information in the universe. Everything swallowed is gone forever. However, in recent years, humans have made a breakthrough in my research. 2020, the Nobel Prize in Physics has been awarded to 3 scientists, just because they confirmed my existence. And in 2022, scientists photographed the Milky Way again. The guy in the center. This is Sagittarius. It is 26,000 light years from Earth. 4 million times the mass of the Sun. What's even more shocking is, astronomers have discovered the center of nearly every large galaxy, inhabited by a supermassive black hole. These guys, it may have existed since the early days of galaxy formation. It's like an anchor to the universe, maintain the entire star with a powerful attractive force. The operation of the system. Now, at this point you might be asking, will I live forever? And the answer is no. British physicist Stephen Hawking. In 1974, a surprising theory was proposed. It's called Hawking radiation. He said I was slowly evaporating, radiating energy outward through quantum effects, although the speed is extremely slow. But in theory, after 10 to the 100 years, that's a long time. I will eventually evaporate completely. But don't worry. This time scale, far older than the current age of the universe. You will never see me disappear. And at the last moment I disappeared, there will be an earth-shattering explosion, releasing the energy equivalent of millions of hydrogen bombs. And you know what? I am not alone in the universe. Only in the Milky Way, there could be 100 million constant like me, star black hole, and after 4.5 billion years, when the Milky Way and Andromeda collided, supermassive black holes at the centers of 2 galaxies will revolve around each other, ultimately merged into a much larger monster. This collision will release powerful cryptic waves. They ripple through the universe. It's going to be a cosmic fireworks show. And I am the most extreme being in the universe. The graves of stars. It could also be the birthplace of a new universe. I warp time and space, trapping light. It challenges all human understanding of the laws of nature. I am the black hole, the eternal mystery of the universe, the abyss you will never see.